Over 2 episodes, I fixed up my friend Noah's ultra-rare 2007 R63 AMG minivan in preparation for a top speed record he plans on beating. This is probably the most rare AMG in the United States, as they only sold about 40 of these here, and they were equipped with the legendary 6.2-liter dual overhead cam AMG V8 engine. These were the last naturally aspirated V8 engines AMG ever produced, and even though they make really good power, no one needed more. He also needed the top speed governor removed, so off to my tuning shop, Fluid MotorUnion in Naperville, Illinois, we went, except before running this thing to 160 miles an hour on the dyno, we had to diagnose a noise.
So right now we're loading it because it's digging in on that side. Unloading it.
So this is the noise that we're hearing. It's kind of a howling, humming noise. Sounds like it's coming from the front end.
Hard to tell exactly what side.
Noise. No noise. Noise. No noise. So as soon as he steers the car to the left, we don't hear any noise at all. We discovered that the front left wheel bearing was worn out and making a howling noise, so I ordered both front factory Mercedes-Benz wheel bearings from FCP Euro, so they have a lifetime warranty, and the guys at Fluid got to work replacing them. The entire spindle needs to be removed for this job, and then it's a matter of pressing the old bearing out and pressing the new bearings in. This was the final repair to make the R63 100% mechanically sound for some testing, and we started off testing its factory 0 to 60. Oh, this sounds so good now. Oh yeah, no noise at all. Now that we have the wheel bearings all fixed up, the R-Class is in basically perfect mechanical condition. So what we're gonna do is test 0 to 60. Right now, I'm right outside of Fluid MotorUnion, where we're gonna be dyno tuning the car. So I'm gonna get a baseline 0 to 60. Then we're gonna go see how much horsepower and torque we can squeeze out of this naturally aspirated M156 with just a tune. And then we're hitting the street again to see what kind of real world improvement that made to 60. So without further ado, let's get our baseline number. Here we go. Decent launch. Oh, sounds so good with these new wheel bearings. Let's see. 4.90 to 60. I think we did a little bit faster than that closer to my house about a month ago. But it took me a few times to get it down. So let's try it again. Good launch. 4.82, so I think that's about as good as we're gonna get. Let's go hit the dyno. Okay, so we ran the R63 twice on the dyno. This thing is 100% stock, about 111,000 miles, stock exhaust, stock tune file, and dead consistent at 350 all-wheel horsepower and about 330-ish pound-feet of torque. So as you can imagine, there is a massive drivetrain loss with a car like this. All-wheel drive, massive 21-inch or whatever wheels, and this is a loaded dyno, so kind of a heartbreaker in the world of dynos. So OJ said he has dynoed a bunch of ML63s with the same engine. They all come in around the same power level. So we are now uploading our stage 1 tune to the M156, and these guys at Fluid tune basically everything. They're tuning this SVR F-Pace. They're tuning this Lamborghini right here. They're throwing a bunch of water around over there. And let's see here. Where are we at, OJ?
You like the name of this one. Beat it where the cursor's at.
Look at the tune, legit minivan tune. So that's an official tune. You guys can come in and ask for the legit minivan tune. OJ made 2 pulls with the new legit minivan tune, and our M156 engine gained a solid 10 all-wheel horsepower. So he's playing around with the tune right now, trial and error. Sometimes these things take a few hours to get perfect, but I think we can squeeze a little bit more out of this naturally aspirated 6.2 liter. All right, a couple more runs and a few more ponies, 364 all-wheel horsepower, so we've gained about 14 wheel horsepower with the tune, and right now OJ is uploading another tune with some little modifications to see if we can squeeze out even more power, and of course he's removed the top speed governor because the ultimate goal of the owner of the R-Class Noah is to set a top speed record out in the desert, and he can't do that when he's restricted to 155 miles per hour. So now there is no limitation to how fast this thing can go, and we're also gonna rip it on the dyno to, I don't know, 140, 150, we'll see how it goes, just to make sure everything is safe and sound. So right now we're gonna rip it for a final max power run and then a max speed type of run. So I think the dyno will stop reading at 150. We'll see what happens with the transmission on the dyno, but we've been doing these runs in 4th gear, and now we're gonna shift it into 5th gear just to get it up to speed. And the primary goal here is just to make sure we don't have any weird vibrations or anything odd going on that we don't want Noah to experience when he's on a salt flat. So anyway, here we go, our final horsepower run and top speed on the dyno. All right, so we got up to about 160 miles an hour. We could go faster. This has 7 gears, although I don't know if it'll shift into 7th gear at wide open throttle. They're overdrive gears, I'm not exactly sure, but we gained some power. So at first, he ran it in 4th gear for our final horsepower run. We actually gained 10 horsepower. Now this is probably because we let the car cool down for about 15 minutes after the last 364 horsepower run. So awesome gains of about 25 all-wheel horsepower, and this thing felt rock solid at 160 miles an hour. So overall, I think we have a winner for 111,000 miles, an M156 R63, one of like 40 ever made, or at least ever sold in the United States. This thing is rocking and rolling, perfect mechanical condition now. So let's go test 0 to 60. Okay, so OJ did let me know that that final run where we gained 10 horsepower was actually version 4 of the legit minivan tune. So that's why it gained that amount of power. So anyway, let's blast this thing to 60. Oh, it felt better. Oh yeah, that's 60. Let's see what we got. And I'm using the V-Box Sport, same device I've been using for like 2.5 years on the channel. Very, very accurate. And we are at 4.6 to 60. So we've knocked off about 0.2 of a second with a gain of 25 wheel horsepower, which is honestly exactly what I thought it would be. I figured we would knock off a couple tenths, and that is going to equate to a lot more than that in the quarter mile. So very, very happy with these results overall. This is still a basically stock car with just a tune. There are no exhaust modifications, no intake modifications, nothing. And 4.6, not bad at all. 111,000 mile, like 5,500 pound minivan. So anyway, there you have it, guys. This thing is ready for its world record breaking run somewhere in a desert in Texas. I will keep you guys posted on that. But we fixed it up 100% mechanically. We've tuned it up to perfection. The guys over at Fluid MotorUnion did a fantastic job. I'll leave you guys all their information down below. And follow me on Instagram at LegitStreetCars, where I'm going to be giving you guys updates on the R63. It's getting shipped back to Texas in I think about 3 days. So I'll have to get some driving in with her before she goes. It's going to be sad. But anyway, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the thumbs up button, share the video, subscribe if you're new, and most importantly, have an awesome day. I'll catch all of you in the next one.